everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Leah. I wanted to do this video of a painting from one of the apps that I use, and I still don't know what to talk about on these videos, so I'm going to read some Reddit stories while we watch together. So let's get started. So these stories are from r/Wholesome stories, and I thought I'd do that because that's what makes me happy, and right now I just want to be happy. I think the Am I the A-hole videos are very popular, but I don't want to listen to people. I don't want to listen to the negativity, so we're just going to listen to wholesome stories. If this is not for you, you can mute the video and just watch my art, or just let it play in the background while you listen to something else. So let's get going. r/Wholesome stories by Extremus Asparagus 770. It's titled My Second Family. I never really had the best family, but my best friend and I are like sisters. Her mom treats me like the second child, and her dad is my G. Even her cat likes me, and he doesn't like anyone. I love it when pets like you more than like they like anyone, because it really feels like so special. I've met all her aunties and uncles, and they invite me to their Christmas dinners. I'm so grateful for each and every one of them and how they always go to so much effort to include me. Recently, her cousin, who I've met a couple times, invited my best friend and her family to the beach, and her cousin said she should bring me. I was a bit nervous at first because her cousin had 8 kids. I've only ever met the oldest one, and I knew they were all coming. I'm not too good with kids. It's not that I don't like them, I just don't know how to play with them. Let's just say it was one of the best days I've ever had. We played and laughed until our stomachs hurt. They are the sweetest bunch of kids, all so unique and kind and caring, and they have so much love to give. We played in the sand, played tag on the playground, and I pushed them on the swings. They included me in all their games, and by the end I felt so close to them. I didn't feel awkward or out of place. I felt just like one of them. It was so sad saying goodbye, but I got a big hug from all of them. My best friend just texted me today saying her cousin is having a pool party with all the kids and wanted me to join. That's so sweet. I sat in my bed and sobbed, because they will never know how much this means, and those kids have done more for me than they will ever know. That is honestly so sweet. I love stories like this of found family because, I don't know, I feel like whenever you grow up in a family that's not as close or like as picturesque as stuff you see on TV, it's so hard to feel like you belong. But when you hear stories like this of just like found families and like belonging, even if they're not your blood, it's so heartwarming, and it's so nice. Okay, next story. It says, I had a real life rom-com moment the other night. Last night, I swear I lived out a scene straight from a rom-com. I was at a bar playing darts with this girl who was the most gorgeous big brown eyes I've ever seen. We were just chatting, laughing, and everything was going great. Right before my turn, I was about to say something to her, and we made eye contact. Like real eye contact, for what felt like 20 seconds straight. I completely froze. I legit started stuttering. My brain short-circuited, and I forgot what I was even going to say. Her eyes were just that beautiful. I don't know if she noticed how flustered I got, but man, I felt like the awkward, love-struck protagonist in a movie. It was embarrassing, but also kind of magical. I haven't stopped thinking about it. Anyway, I just wanted to share because I still can't get over it. Have you ever had a moment like this? Yeah. Yeah, I've had a moment like that where it's just like the world kind of stops when you're like looking at the person, and you have to kind of like bring yourself back to reality. It's very sweet, but yeah, it's very, very corny. One of the comments that I like says, bro, it makes me so happy to hear someone talk about brown eyes for a chance. I have brown eyes, and I always hear about emerald green eyes or ocean blue eyes, so thank you for making my day. And I thought that was a really sweet comment because brown-eyed people are honestly so freaking gorgeous. And I met a lady the other day and she had such stunning brown eyes, and when I told her, she was so surprised that I brought it up. And I was like, how are people not telling you how gorgeous your eyes are? Like, oh my god. Brown eyes are so freaking pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm too passionate about this. This one is by Street Agent 1838. I used to hate furries until I hugged one. I, 15 female, have always been very supportive of the LGBTQA+ and most other minorities, but one thing I've always kind of found weird was furries. I didn't like that they dress up as animals and act like animals when they're humans. It just always seemed gross to me, to the point where I would refuse to be friends with therians or furries. I don't know what therians are. I should Google that. That kind of changed when I recently attended a pride march through my city. I was with some friends and was really enjoying myself until at some point one of my friends dared me to hug a furry that was holding a free hug sign. I refused at the beginning, but since they kept insisting, I ended up walking up to the furry who was dressed as a fox and hugged it. It was totally different than I imagined. It was so warm and fluffy and sweet. I ended up hugging the furry for a long time, and when I let go, I just felt comfortably fur-filled and happy. Since then, I really hate how I used to make fun of furries because they are literally so adorable. That's really sweet. I find that acceptance and understanding is really needed. And yeah, you know, you might not like everything that the other person does, but if they're just being themselves and they're not hurting anybody, why do we have to hate them, you know? I like the comments under this one. One says, "It's okay, you're young. In the kindest possible way, young people can often be very stupid because they're young. You just keep hold of that open-minded, kind mindset and you'll grow up to be a damn good person." And I 100% agree with that. Like, I remember when I was younger and I was just, you know, reiterating what I heard or like at home or like on TV or like in church, and it's just kind of like regurgitating what other people are saying without really thinking for myself. And I had to overcome a lot of that thinking, and I'm so grateful for the person I am now because I'm so much more open-minded and understanding of others. The ability to be open to new experiences, even if it needed a push, and to change your worldview based upon that is powerful. Keep a hold of that. I love that. That's really beautiful. Metal Godsey says, "A guy on speed gave me a pep talk. This happened roughly a year ago. I'm an event tech apprentice. I started out last year in September and I have another 1.5 years to go. But then I'll have earned the right to call myself an electrical technician specialized on events. Awesome, right? Part of this kind of education, at least here in Austria and Germany, can't speak for other countries, is trade school. Depending on your profession, you're there either once or twice a week or 6 or 7 weeks at a time each semester. In my case, it's the latter. I'm on the older side to be an apprentice. Most people start out sometime between 15 and 22. I'm 27 and my last time going to school of some sort was when I was 21. I was quite nervous in the month leading up to my first block of school since I didn't really know what to expect, and my brain just loved to play me all the worst case scenarios." Oh my god, I hate this so much. My brain does this too. And honestly, anxiety really sucks. Anxiety sucks, and I don't know why it's so great at building up these horrible scenarios, but not the good ones. Like, the good scenarios are so much more promising and can fill you with so much more hope. But no, the worst ones just come all the time. Oh my gosh. Okay, moving on. I didn't expect it to be the absolute worst, but I just couldn't help but worry a bit. Which brings us to the story I want to tell. A friend of mine invited me and another mutual friend to a party. Both of them are working in this industry too, and one is going the apprenticeship route as well. During the party, this subject came up, and shortly after, the subject of school. I told him I was a bit nervous and he reassured me. Then I tried making a joke. Worst case, I get bullied again. Ha 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 ha. And suddenly, this random guy joins the conversation. He was on speed big time, all twitchy and with this intense stare, and he stared at me directly into my soul and started giving me a pep talk. Nah, man, you're not going to get bullied. Don't worry about that. You're such a lovely person. Why would anyone bully you in the first place? You'll be fine, man. I mean, I don't know how people in the event industry are, but look at that. Friend A and friend B. They're a bit crazy, but they're so nice and would never bully anyone. It went on for a couple of minutes. Then my apprentice friend jumped in and started giving me advice for how to deal with bullies. And I was like, come on, I was trying to make a joke. Stop fussing over me. But I appreciate that you're trying to help me with my worries. I don't like being the center of attention. Ha ha ha. Yeah. I was a bit uncomfortable at the moment, but it warms my heart that this guy on speed, whom I've never met before this get together, decided I was deserving of a pep talk. Honestly, I feel like I would definitely be that guy to jump in and give somebody a pep talk. Like, I try not to eavesdrop, but whenever I hear people like talking down on themselves, I always try to encourage them not to, because honestly, the world does that too much for us. I feel like we really need to just be kind to ourselves and talk nicely to ourselves. I don't know if who specifically says it, but it's this kind of quote that says like, you're the only one that has to live with you forever. So, you know, make it a good like time. Make sure like the things that you're telling yourself are nice things. And I know people who like are around me a lot might think I'm super vain, because I'm always like hyping myself up and telling myself how gorgeous I am and how smart I am. And when I like make a mistake, I try to talk to myself with grace, like instead of saying, oh my god, you're so stupid, like, oh my god, honey, you know, we made this mistake, how can we do better next time? Or, well, would you do better if you had the opportunity again? You know, because the world the world itself like pushes you down so much. Like, it's really important for us to be kind to ourselves, because literally we are with ourselves 24/7. Like, it sucks to have the one person that you're with all the time just constantly nagging at you and being so rude and mean. So yeah, I would 100% be that guy. Worst day for a customer becomes her best. I work in retail and love my job despite the ups and downs, which I know may sound like a pipe dream or a joke given all the bad stories out there. But a customer who was stepping up to my checkout suddenly realized that she didn't have her purse and immediately started freaking out. We retraced her steps back to activewear, and I searched every shelf with her, and we searched every fitting room. With every passing minute, she became more desperate. She told me she was on a trip from Arizona and visiting her sister. She had a rental car and a flight back home, but wouldn't be able to get home or contact anyone since everything was in her purse, including her phone. Girlie, that would 100% be me. If I lose my phone, I'm dead. I'm dead, honestly. I feel like my mom's number is the only number I know. That's so sad. That's so sad, yeah. Finally, I had a stroke of genius and I asked to see her other merch. Turned out she had a pair of pants from a completely different section of the store, and I insisted on checking over in the other section, and lo and behold, her purse was hanging on the end of the rack. She gave me a gigantic hug and nearly started crying from the relief. It was so nice to help her find her purse, as I know how terrifying that can be, as does every woman. Barbara, if you're out there and see this, I hope again that you have a safe trip home, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your time here in Ohio. Yeah, I love this. I remember working a temp job and a lady lost her Apple Watch in like the bins of clothes. It was, what is that? I guess you would call it like a rummage sale, where like there's just a bunch of stuff in bins. And she was walking around the store, her watch fell in, and it was like, oh my god, how do you find a watch? Thankfully, it was an electronic watch, and somebody at the time, I didn't have an Apple product at the time, so I didn't know about like the Find My Devices, but somebody else in the store did, and he was able to like turn on the music, not all the way off, but turn on the music, and like we like walked around and listened to all the bins to hear the ping coming from her watch, and we found it. She was so excited. But yeah, I totally understand that feeling. Oh, the person made an edit. She says, edit, it's not about me, it's about doing the right thing. I'm a big believer that it pays to be nice and that it takes more energy to be rude and hateful in life than it does to be nice. So true. It doesn't cost us anything to smile or offer a helping hand when we can. The world can absolutely be shitty at times, yes, but we can also be a bright light in it, even just through simple actions. Not all of us are capable of being doctors, firefighters, lawyers, or having certain jobs that are seemingly more impactful on people's lives. But that doesn't mean we still can't change people's lives for the better. The reward is in the recognition. Though recognition is nice, the reward is seeing the positive effect you have on others and getting to realize that you have the potential to be the change you want to see in the world, even if it is something as small as finding a lost purse. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. I hope you realize how special you are through your actions with others. I love this. 29 male met a girl, 28 female, who stole my parking spot and my heart, question mark. That's so cute. That's a great line. So I'm still processing this and don't really know what to think, but here goes. A little backstory. I work crazy hours in construction, pipe fitter if anyone's curious. So I'm usually dead tired after work. Today, after a 10-hour shift, I was on my way home, dreaming of collapsing on my couch with a cold beer and not thinking about steel pipes for a while. I pull into my usual grocery store because my fridge is a wasteland, and just as I'm about to park, this tiny car zips in from the other direction and steals the spot. Like, absolutely no hesitation. I was fuming. I was so ready to yell something, but I see the driver get out, and well, I wasn't expecting her to be so cute. Stop, sir, stop. She's holding this ridiculously oversized tote bag, clearly frazzled, and starts fumbling with her phone, probably not even realizing what she'd done. So, naturally, I park a few spots down, still grumbling, mind you, and head in. I bump into her in the produce section. She looks up from inspecting some avocados and immediately recognizes me. I see her eyes widen, and before I can even think of something clever, she bursts out, "I am so sorry for stealing your spot. I didn't even see you, I swear." Too cute. At this point, my anger is mostly gone, so I just chuckle and say, "It's all good. Just didn't expect a grocery store speed racer today." She laughs, and we start chatting. Turns out she just moved to the neighborhood and her brain was fried from unpacking all day. We kept running into each other as we shopped, so we ended up walking together through the aisles, comparing favorite snack foods, complaining about overpriced almond milk. Seriously, why? I know, why? And sharing random life details. I even helped her reach a box on a high shelf. Hashtag tall guy perks. I love that. When we got to the checkout, we exchanged numbers, just in case I needed to show her where all the best parking spots were. It's been a couple of days and It's been a couple of days and we've texted back and forth. No big plans yet, but I kind of feel like I owe that parking spot thief a drink. TLDR. Wait, too long, didn't read. A girl stole my parking spot and instead of getting mad, I ended up getting her number. Maybe I'll get a date out of it too? Question mark. Well, that's the end of the video. That's the end of all the Reddit stories for now. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'll post another video with my version of this edit and the version that comes with the app that I use. So stay tuned for that. And if you're interested in my videos and have something that you want me to talk about in the background of my art, let me know. I'm gonna try to make more art videos. That calms me down a lot more than trying to do nursing videos. I feel so much more like I'm at school and it gives me too much anxiety. So I'm just trying to do something good for my mental health right now. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye. Like, share, subscribe.